Dog, your favorite father and son duo, covering Miami Hurricanes football and sports. Thursdays, live chat, 7 p.m., baby. You know how we do it. What's going on, big dog?
What do you say, everybody? Good evening. Got a whole bunch of people on here already. 912K, Mr. HD, Orange and Green Blood. Hey, Cohen. It's all about the you. Buddy, Clavon, Eddie the Kane, Dan Kane is here. Good evening, everybody. So glad all of you could join us. Much happier week to talk about. A 63-0 beatdown of Bethune-Cookman. Guys, we've been playing Bethune-Cookman. I mean, we haven't played them a bunch, but we never handle them like we did on Saturday. And even Bethune-Cookman's head coach talked about how much better this team is than it was back in 2017. And that was a year we went 10-3, and we beat Bethune 41-13. Saeed is with us, Tony Kidd, Omar, Demetrius Abrams. I'm sorry, Demetrius. Anthony Rollins, Jason Arnold.
For those of you that are new here, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button to get this like up and get it shared to everybody so you can go ahead and jump in here. Support the channel right there. PayPal if you can. If you can't, it's all good, baby. We're still gonna rock here on a Thursday at 7 p.m. like we do every single week. I'm glad to be with you guys, man.
Bay2 Perry's with us too.
We haven't done any videos, guys, because we're still, as most of you know, trying to hear back from YouTube to see if we could even continue doing the videos that we bring to you guys. Yeah. So that's why we haven't really put out much content, but obviously on Thursdays we're always gonna be here, man. We're always gonna be here to talk about a little bit about the previous game, this game about Bethune-Cookman, and a game that I will be attending. Big dog, I wish you could, but you're in Ohio, so it's very difficult for you to do so. But I will be attending the Central Michigan game. So, if I see some of you guys out there, man, that would be awesome. Let me know if you guys are gonna go out there. I'm also gonna be going to the Virginia game, and that Friday night. So I mean, we'll see. Maybe some more games. So I mean, we'll see. But hope to see you guys out there on Saturday, 4 p.m. Hard Rock Stadium. I think it was a good turnout against Bethune-Cookman, man.
Listen.
Regardless of 0-2, we came out to support our team.
Darren, Richie Fletcher, AJ Rodriguez, Saeed, talk about Lamar Jackson. Yes, Saeed, he's looked fantastic. Let's see now. They have a big game against Kansas City. Still hasn't faced a really top-notch defense, but he's definitely looking like a different dude. So we'll see. Hopefully he keeps it up.
Completely different, man. Look,
yeah, he does.
I've been
he looks good.
a doubter. I've been a doubter.
I have too.
So I mean, but we'll see. I mean,
but
he played against.
His mechanics look completely different.
He just looks different. He looks different.
He does. The only thing that you worry about, there's no doubt over the first 2 weeks, but it's only been 2 weeks. The only thing.
Hey, listen, man. Before we start saying that, Saeed, I could go out there and throw for like 4 touchdowns against that Dolphins.
Against the Dolphins. No, but he played well against Arizona too.
I know.
But that's also Arizona too.
Dolphins are atrocious.
The one thing, Saeed, that I've noticed in the past is that when quarterbacks make a big mechanics change, when they start feeling a pass rush is when that change sort of falls apart. So let's see when he plays against a top-notch defense, because that was the problem with Lamar last year, that he looked good, and then when he went up against one of the better defenses, then it made him one-dimensional. But his mechanics look a lot better. They really do.
He just looks different, man. He looks different. Yeah, you could tell he really worked on his game.
Yeah, he did.
And they're not trying to run the ball as much with him, because I mean, listen, in the NFL, if you want that offense that they were running last year, you're not gonna last. So much. Thank you, buddy. And you're not gonna last, man.
He said a Lingard sighting happening. Hopefully, buddy. Hopefully, we'll see him.
He's cleared and he's ready to go, baby.
He's cleared to play. He was cleared to practice. Apparently, I know some people started rumors of something else, but apparently Lingard had a concussion during the week and was a concussion protocol. So that's why he didn't even show up at the game. He wasn't there even on the sidelines, because one of the things that happened with concussion protocol is that they try to limit the sensory input. So, the game being loud with the fans, and the bands playing and stuff, not a good thing when you're in concussion protocol. So that was the reason why he didn't show up, and apparently he is now cleared and a full go. I mean, let's see. It's going to be interesting. I already have some comments here. Orange and Green Blood said, "Do you think we could make the playoffs if we win out and beat Clemson?" Just wondering because a guy can dream. 2 losses usually puts you out of it. Yeah. And the problem is, if you're going to have 4 Power 5, let's say, you have 5 Power 5 conferences. If 4 of them have a champion who has 1 loss or no losses, there's no way that 5th conference champion is going to get in with 2 losses. I think even if it was Alabama, going 10-2 or 11-2, I don't think they would get in if the other 4 conferences had a 1-loss champion.
I mean, you gotta think you have to think about it like this. Let's just say we do run the table and we win out and we face on Clemson, but Clemson is still undefeated. If it's a close game, let's just say we win that game and it's a close game. You're probably still gonna put in Clemson over Miami, being that they only lost 1 time, and it was that close game against the Canes for the ACC championship. I think if you want to make the case to put in somebody in the ACC, I think Clemson, just because it looks like they're going to be ranked number 1 all year long, frankly. And even if the Canes do beat them in the ACC championship, I just don't.
They might
foresee.
Yeah. I mean, it's happened before. It's happened before where they seem to rather have a 1-loss non-conference champion than a 2-loss conference champion. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, that's sort of, although they didn't play each other, but the year that Alabama made it, even though they didn't play for the conference championship, Ohio State was a 2-loss Big Ten champion, and they were left out.
Yeah, 247. I mean, do you really think they're going to leave out another Power 5? I don't see it. If Clemson goes undefeated and they lose a close game to the Canes, I still think they get in there. Because you're talking about the number 1 team in the country. I mean, they're not going to fall, because in that case, we'll be ranked as well. So we'll be the buzz will be pretty high on the Canes. So it's not like an unranked team beating Clemson. It'll be a good Miami team, a good ranked Miami team. And
I think a lot depends for Clemson too. Is what type of game do they lose? They lose 24-20. It's not that big of a deal for them. Do they lose 27-3? Then it'd be a little different, but correct. Correct.
Right.
Some Shea was saying about that. That's what happened with Ohio State and Penn State.
Right.
Tony Kidd, Tom Watson. Let's see here.
Hey, big dog, but he likes the remodel look behind the chair, man.
You like that? You like that?
Out.
That's the banner that Junior gave me. My best dad with the Wood U logo, and then that's the picture. I think I talked to. If I didn't, I'll tell you guys a quick story. There's a poem called "If" that it's about becoming a man and what it takes to be a man, and that's something I gave Junior when he turned 18. And one of the guys that used to work for me, I actually gave him the same poem one night when we were talking, and he had an artist make it in orange and green for the Hurricanes. So I thought that was really cool, and that's what's up there also. But thank you very much, buddy. I'm glad you like the new look.
Richard says Junior for Heisman and Big Dog for Coach of the Year.
I like that.
Yes, sir.
How about the Heisman so far? So it probably looks like Jalen Hurts.
I called it before amazing. The season started, man.
Yeah,
I called it before the season started.
That's a good fit.
And that would be 3 straight quarterbacks at Oklahoma winning the Heisman. That is insane.
That's amazing.
If it does,
3 straight quarterbacks and 3 straight transfers.
Yeah, exactly.
That's even more amazing. Yeah, that's something else.
So
okay, we got some questions here. Samuel, Big Doc, can you explain arm strength in a quarterback? Because Jaron is lacking power in his long ball. Is that a strength and conditioning issue? Thanks. Things like that can be improved. Jaron has plenty of arm. What's happening listen, he's connected on a bunch of long balls. Not always are they connected in stride. but he hasn't missed any either. You know, he hasn't missed the throws. He underthrew Harley. He underthrew Pope, but it was like by a step. So I mean, and it was still complete.
Yeah, but he underthrew him big time. Pope had to slow down big time for that to get that ball.
But if you look at Pope he had a separation of about 2 yards and really took it down to a yard. So it wasn't like, it wasn't like the Harley one. The Harley one where Harley actually ended up on the ground to try to catch it.
But nonetheless, he underthrew.
Correct. And that's something I think is just going to be a matter of time, guys. Listen,
what I'm noticing, honestly, I think it's footwork.
It might be.
What I'm seeing with Jaren on some of those throws, I feel like he's not really putting his foot into the throw, and he's not. I don't know. I just
they've worked with him on that.
He has the arm talent, man. So I just feel sometimes like he's not getting set, and he's not like really driving through the throw.
Guys,
and that's why you're starting to see it.
But if you see, I think it's on those touch long ones, because if you guys see the throw he made, the back-to-back throws that he made right before halftime, when we got the touchdown, we got like 50 yards, basically 45 yards on 2 plays right before the half. If you look at both of those throws, he threw it like 30 yards on a line. So Jaren has plenty of arm. Again, I think you're going to see a lot more deep passes. But the fact, what we haven't seen at all this year is an open guy being missed. And that's something that I think we're nitpicking a little bit in terms of what Jaren's doing, because a lot of those long ones he's completed. And let's remember, there's been some other long ones that he's had drops on. Because like the one he hit Jeff Thomas, he threw that like a back shoulder long one, and it hit Jeff right in the chest.
Hey, listen, man.
Didn't catch it. So
at least we haven't seen like that game against Clemson, where Jeff Thomas was wide open by 5 yards.
Right, and they miss him by he doesn't even touch it.
Yeah, Malik. Yeah. I mean, so we haven't seen none of those. I mean, but I do understand what some of the criticisms are coming from, because he does. But I don't think it's because of arm strength, frankly.
No, it's not because of arm strength. I think it's going to be more of a timing issue. I also think you're going to see that get much better. That I'm not concerned. I mean, the things that we've seen from Jaren has been so good that I'm really not concerned about anything.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys, can you hear me? Because Buddy was saying that he lost sound.
Yeah, it's just Buddy, I think.
Okay, Eddie said it was just Buddy.
Yeah.
I
mean, what's up, 863, Hurricane Logan, Eddie the Kane. I'm not sure if my dad already said what's up. Tom Watson, Dante Cologne, big dog. He's been underthrowing all year. It's okay to say he's not perfect.
Oh, no, he's absolutely no. Listen, he's underthrown.
His feet are active enough. He's a little casual. That's what I would put it. If I don't think it has anything to do with arm strength. I just do.
It has to do with footwork.
I think footwork is where you're not seeing him really fix his feet set and really put his foot into a throw.
Right.
That's the reason.
But that's the thing is, but he has on other throws. Because you look at that the KJ Osborne post for a touchdown, he put that on a laser, and he did step into that one.
Which one did you say?
The one right, the 2 back-to-back right before half.
Oh yeah. But there we're talking about 20, 30 yard throws. I mean,
well, that was like a 30-yard throw, but it was on a line. The difference 100%. Is when he has to put it to lay it in over the top.
Right.
Those are the ones that he's underthrown. And that I think, it could be a mechanic issue, but it's not something that I'm worried about.
Yeah, I mean, he has more than enough.
He has more than enough arm strength. Yeah, absolutely.
6'3" Kane says anticipation needs to be better.
Dan Kane, that's a true one right there. 8'6". Yeah, I think he has to anticipate and trust that is going to be open. And one of the things I loved most about Jaren's high school film is all the anticipation throws. And he has to take those same anticipation throws when it's a go or post that he's throwing it over the guy's shoulder.
I think Dogon. I hope I'm saying it right, brother. Dogon SS. I think he hit the nail on the head. At least for me, right here. He says he's still in the mechanics phase. He's still got Enos in his head. The mechanics will become natural soon. Then he'll feel more comfortable throwing those passes.
Correct.
I think that's 100% on the money right there, and that's what I think it is.
Yeah. No, I agree. That I think too much has been made of it. It was my point, because like I said, I mean, he has made those throws, and he's actually made them enough where they could complete it. The Mike Harley one, he definitely way under threw. Harley made a great adjustment to it in order to catch it, and then ended up having to catch it.
Yeah, but on that throw, he didn't put it. He didn't put his foot into that throw. It was just like one of those.
Right. At all.
He was flat-footed, and he just and that's what
right.
he didn't have that much space, but I think
what Dogon said, I think is 100% on the money in that.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that because you know how Dan Enos worked on specific mechanical things with all three quarterbacks. The one thing he had with Jaren was footwork, and I'm sure that's part of the footwork.
Yeah, that's 100%.
So
100%. We got Anthony. We got to remember JDW is 4 games in, and he's going up 3 games in. Actually,
this will be his 4th game, guys. If you have to figure, okay, against North Carolina, he completed 76% of his passes, 30 for 39, 19 of 24 against Bethune-Cookman, and even against Florida. I mean, the things that he is doing, he leads the conference in completion percentage. He's second in rating, which takes in his average per attempt. If you look at his average per completion, it's 11 and change, like 11.4, I think is his average per completion. His average per attempt is 8.4. Those are elite numbers, especially the 8.5 yards. When you're averaging every 8.5 yards per attempt, you're getting the ball downfield, but he has to obviously do a little bit better than that. So with the long passes.
Yep. So what you guys want to get into, man? What you guys want to get into? Because I personally think that Jaren's going to keep on getting better and better and better and better. And I mean, the fact that he's doing this well, and based on his completion percentage and some of his stats, he's in a league right now with like Jalen Hurts and Tua by himself.
Who's that? I'm sorry, I didn't. Absolutely. No. Listen, everybody that knows quarterbacks is saying the same thing. Is that you guys got something special? That's a special talent. Yeah. And guys, listen, a lot of people don't realize those shorter patterns. If you don't have perfect ball placement, that you don't get the yards after the catch. And that's one of the things that he does that is really impressive is getting perfect ball placement, elite level ball placement for yards after the catch.
Yeah. So CJ, I think that game is gonna obviously we get the ACC conference play going with Virginia Tech on October 5th, but I think the big game and probably the biggest game of our season is going to be that Friday night game against Virginia. They're ranked 20-21 right now. They might move up in the polls, and that's going to be Friday night prime time ESPN. I don't believe the Canes will be ranked, and so I think that's going to be the biggest game, and obviously a conference opponent, a ranked conference opponent, and you're talking about that would be 1, 2, 3, 4 straight wins. So getting things going in the right direction.
Yep, absolutely.
Assuming obviously we beat Central Michigan and Virginia Tech on the 5th.
Slim Shady Canes with the $5 donation. Thank you so much, Slim Shady. The support that we get from you guys is amazing. He said his only problem with Jaren so far is some of his decision making so far, but I'm sure time will fix it. I think that you mean it in terms of pushing it down the field a little bit more. I imagine so, is what you're saying. And again, that's something that, one of the things about, and I know some people don't like, and I'm one of them, I'd like to see Jaren out of the shotgun more often. Also want to say hello to Fred Holmes, who joined us. One of the things I wanted to see more, McLovin, shoot, got a whole bunch on here. One of the things that I find most intriguing about the way everything has been set up offensively is that even though, like I said, I'd like to see him more in shotgun, the way that Enos's offense works, he wants to go so multiple that you can't even prepare formation-wise. It's sort of like what the Patriots and the Saints do in the NFL. And there's a couple other teams that do that also. That you see, they go fullback out of the eye, and then they go 5 wide, and then they go 12 personnel, and they're doing all these different personnel groupings, and sooner or later they find some groupings that you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start working those more often. Right. And the thing with an offense that multiple is ultimately, does it work really, really well? Yes. But it takes a little bit longer for the teams to really get it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and that's what I'm starting to see. I mean, we had almost 600 yards of offense against Bethune, almost 500 yards of offense against North Carolina. We had over 300 against Florida, but obviously, that was with all the sacks. If you take out or give them a normal number of sacks, then we're looking at 400 yards against Florida. Slim Shady again with the donation. Say thank you so much, Slim Shady. For example, a 3rd and 10 pass to Thomas against UNC. Thomas was at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, but on Slim Shady on that one, I think that's a design. That's a design screen. I don't know if that was something that was necessarily a check down. But anyways,
I mean, it had to be 3rd and 10. That's not something you draw up.
Yeah, well, no, because a lot of times they'll draw up something like that and try to get a wide receiver screen, and then trying to get the yards after they catch. But no, I understand what you were saying. But I think I think that was a bad call on that one. It's really Wads 41 said, does JW call audibles? I think what you see, part of the whole idea of the spread is that you don't really have to audible out of a play, because no matter what the defense does, that's what, when you guys saw that during the spring, Slim Shady, I think it was a bubble screen is what they ran on that one.
Wasn't it?
If I'm trying to remember the play, I thought it was actually a delayed bubble screen to JT that was on the line of scrimmage.
No,
or was it a check down? It might have been a check down, but I'd have to look at the play again, Slim, because I was just going by memory.
I think the one he's talking about is the one that was a short out, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought if I remember the one I thinking that it was a delayed screen, but either way, I'll take a look at it. But I already said to Slim Shady, thank you again, Slim, for the donation. There's things that we're going to see, and going back to what Wad's question was, this type of offense. Now, I'm sure there's things that Jaren can check down to or check, different calls he can make at the line of scrimmage to change the play so he can audible. But audibles are not as important on this type of offense, because with the spread concepts, no matter what the defense does, you'll always have a place to go with the ball. Because what you're looking for is numbers advantage, and you have man beaters and zone beaters on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So you really don't have to audible very much. But I think the opportunity is there if he wants to.
Yeah.
And let's see.
Some say says Thomas was running toward the line.
I'm trying to remember the play.
I'm trying to remember the play too.
Yeah, Slim Shady. I mean, that I'll take your word for it. But that's, I mean, like I said, it's it's overall his decision making has been really solid. And listen, when you have he's 68 of 93 thus far, so you have 93 passing attempts, plus obviously the ones that he either got sacked or scrambled afterwards.
Surprisingly, he did look shaky to start off the game, though.
Yeah, well, you had that. What happened on that first drive? That first pass was actually intended for KJ Osborne, and Mike Harley jumped up in the air and got one finger on it.
I'm talking about besides that, like
then he threw the one that the linebacker actually got his hands on.
Well, besides that, like even when he was hitting his receivers, he was throwing.
Yeah, he wasn't hitting them. Yeah, but that was like the first half dozen passes, 5 passes. Yeah, because I think he started off 6 for 10, and then ended up he went 13 from 14 from that point forward.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so he was he got off to a slow start, but no, it's really a fun thing to see a quarterback playing at the level that he's playing on. And that's, I had very high, you guys know the story
going on, you Goldwire,
of us. What do you say, you Goldwire, of us being Jaren guys from the beginning, but overall, as high as my expectations were with Jaren, he's exceeded them. He's exceeding him because I did not expect him to be this commanding this quickly. And even though I had very high expectations, he has exceeded them.
Well, he's met my expectations. Yet the fact that we always have to wait. Oh yeah, this is a thing that I forgot who said it earlier, man. I think I even put him on our chat. What's up with these slow starts, man? It always feels like we're always like.
Well, I mean, the Florida game, behind, man. The Florida game, we actually got off.
No.
Right.
Forget about.
But then North Carolina,
I'm talking about,
and even Bethune, we got off to a slow start.
But I'm talking about even before that. I'm talking about
before the season.
Before the season, it just feels like the Canes always put themselves in a position where, they're running uphill instead of running downhill, man. That's something that I've not. I don't know. Like, I don't feel the same sense of urgency so early on, right? From kickoff. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know if maybe it takes the guys a little bit to get warmed up, but there's no excuse for it, in my opinion, man. I want to see a Canes team that jumps on teams early, like right. 14 zip, boom, out the gate.
Yeah.
I think we're not seeing that.
That happens at times, regardless of what a coach does. What do you say, Laura? I want to say hi to Laura Trevino. There's ways that coaches can help that along. You can help that along by scripting plays. And you can help that along maybe defensively, start off very aggressively with whether it's blitzes, press coverage, guys moving all over the line, those type of things. There's ways you can help that, and offensively, I like scripting plays. I think that's a good thing.
The first drive against Florida was all scripted, and we looked great. But then it came to a halt.
Right,
and we had to kick a field goal. I just want to see us like come out the gate. Regardless,
and not do the slow starts.
Man. Yeah. Go put 7 on the board off the get go. Like, let's go. Let's put our defense already in a position of momentum instead of trying to build off of the defense's momentum or just trying to get things the way they should be after halftime or after the first quarter. Like, I just feel like we saw it against North Carolina how slow we started off. I mean, we're down 17-3, and then you saw the way we played for almost the rest of the game until like the last few minutes of the fourth quarter. And why didn't we see that Hurricanes team play that way early on against North Carolina? And I just feel like that's something that we've been seeing a lot. And I'm not just talking about this year, but you're talking about last year, the year before last. It just always felt like we were sluggish to start off the game. To me,
Slim Shady with a $10 donation. Slim Shady, thank you so much.
You're killing us today, Slim Shady, man. Thank you so much, brother.
He said, what I mean, he seems to automatically check down from deep passes. Most are under 15 yards. He is only 2 of 7 over 20. That's not an accurate stat, Slim Shady. I'm not saying because I don't. I know I heard other people say that stat. They want to say over 25 yards, but you look at the completions he did to KJ Osborne. Both of those were throws over 20, and included in that is Jeff Thomas's drop. So you're always going to get QBs. Listen, once you start throwing past 25 yards, that's a low percentage throw. Traditionally, if you can get even near 50% on those long throws, you're doing really, really well. Most likely, even the better quarterbacks, you're looking about 40%, 35% on those longer throws. And I'm talking about elite level quarterbacks. And he hasn't had much time until Saturday. And you saw Saturday, he did push the ball down the field more. Because remember, on Florida, he was pressured a vast majority of his snaps. He was the most pressured quarterback in the entire first, and not just going by sacks, but just going by quarterback pressures in the entire first 2 weeks of college football. So those numbers, Slim Shady, are going to get better with the offensive line improving like it is.
Yeah. D. Howard.
And somebody else was saying about 863 Kane was saying about red zone play calling and short yardage play calling. 863, I'm with you.
Terrible.
I'm with you. That I put at the doorstep of
Dan Enos.
He's gotten way too cute with some of his red zone play calling. We haven't. I know everybody didn't like Mark Rigg calling 3 fades in a row, but listen, get our taller guys in there and throw at least 1 fade before you try a trick play with Tate Martell, out of the shotgun and then trying to do a wildcat.
You have a third.
I'm not a big fan of that.
You have a third and manageable. I believe it was like a 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 6, and you want to get cute and put that
was 3rd and 4.
What? Because I thought the 5-yard penalty ended up being like 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 11.
I'm sorry, we were talking about different ones. You talking about the one on the against North Carolina. You talking about the one against Bethune?
I'm talking about the one against Bethune.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, that it was a third. I believe it was a 3rd and 6, 3rd and manageable, and then you want to throw Tate in there and get cute and push Jaron out wide to try to, and then we get a false start penalty, and now it's 3rd and long, and so now you put yourself in your team in a difficult position on third down when there's no need to do that. I mean, we were moving the ball, everything was going well. Why are you trying to get cute with Tate Martell? For what?
I agree.
Man, leave Jaron in the game.
He's gotten way too cute in the red zone for my liking. 863, and that was your comment. He's gotten way too cute in the red zone, and we haven't gone to staples that work. And when you have multiple receivers, 6'3", you have a 6'5" tight end, you have another 6'3" tight end. We have a 6'6" now tight end.
Why are we not seeing more fades? Why are we not seeing more fades?
Fades, like the slant we scored with KJ. I want to see that. I want to see that.
Yeah, but have we thrown a fade?
No, we have
in the red zone.
We have not. We have not.
Why?
Yeah, the counter lead. Man. I saw that. I was not a fan at all of his play calling in the red zone. They've been emphasizing that, so let's see, because hopefully you'll see it much better. And Casey was saying that the tape packages work absolutely. Eddie the Kane was answering. Someone said, "What's going on with Realis George?" He's been overtaken by Larry Hodges. He has, and the fact is, Hodges can do more things than Realis. And you saw the 2 touchdown catches, but you're going to see more and more of Larry Hodges, and the young man has really impressed me.
Yeah. 2 touchdown catches, man. Yeah, I mean, hey.
Yeah. The only thing I've seen, Saeed, with Njoku, though, that worries me is that the drops, man. The drops, because he's had issues catching the ball. But then again, lately, so has Will Mallory. So
Dylan, we need, because he says if Miami wins out, can we get a chance to play Clemson? We need North Carolina to lose two conference games.
Right, either that or for them to be a 3-way tie or more with 1 loss, because obviously they'll win the tiebreaker Listen, if we win out,
Because
we play Clemson.
that game against Wake Forest was, even though it's a ACC matchup, it was listed as a non-conference game, so that doesn't
I guess it was an extra.
them. Right. That doesn't count against them as the ACC schedule goes.
There's no way North Carolina has to play Clemson, so there's no way North Carolina is going to have just one loss.
But that, no, I know, but I know,
in the conference, So if we win out, we definitely get Clemson.
Oh yeah,
we definitely have to play Clemson. So, McLovin asking what happened to Sam Bruce. Last time I heard, he was at a community college. At one of those like last chance U type of community colleges.
Yeah. Hey, I have D Howard up here because I'm starting to lean this way, man. He says no more field goals. Either send out the punter or go for it.
Yeah, I don't know what you do at this point.
I'm leaning that way, man.
I don't know. I know we have a couple of other Turner Davidsons on the roster, and I'm trying to remember what was the name of the guy that we sent out to kick the last two PATs against Bethune. It begins with a C. Is it Connor? Oh, shoot. Guys, if you guys remember, what was the name of the guy that kicked the last 2 extra points? Price. That was his last name. Is Price. Probably remember, what was his first name?
He just
Camden. Thank you. Thank you, 863.
He doesn't have a leg. He doesn't have the leg.
Have Bubba's leg. But listen, there's been a lot of colleges that have done this. They'll have a guy have Camden Price kicking the shorter field goals, and then Bubba does the kickoffs and the longer field goals.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, at the point that you're at right now, well, people brought up Jack Spicer. I think Price is ahead of him. I think Spicer's sort of your Swiss Army knife as a specialist because he also does punting. But no, I mean, Camden Price, listen, I think he was ranked like 13th best kicker in the country the year he came out. So it's not like Price is solid, and he walked on.
Mm-hmm.
I say go ahead and give Price a shot on the shorter field goals. Maybe do 40, inside 40, do Price. Listen, Bubba's missed now, 3 inside 40s?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
I think he's missed a 26, a 27, and a 32.
Yeah, and then the fourth one that he missed this year was the 51.
Right, the long one. So, yeah, I'd say 8-6, absolutely. I'd say give Camden Price a shot to kick the shorter ones and then save Bubba for the longer ones in the field goals and the kickoffs.
I just think that's really going to mess up Bubba.
Dude, listen, nobody.
I get it, man.
By the way, somebody had said something about death threats and stuff like that.
They even said that he's been like talking to like school psychologists.
Yeah. You feel bad for the young man, okay? But obviously he has an NFL leg, and he has to have an NFL head to go along with it. And part of it is taking the criticism when things are not going well. Because listen, the kicker can be the hero or he can be the GOAT. And Manny brought up a great point. A DB screws up. Trajan Bandy gave up the double move for the touchdown. Okay, but he got to still play the rest of the game. There was 65 other plays that he played. Kickers only have that short little window that extra points. We only think about it when he misses, and then the field goals. And you either have to hit it or miss it. So, Buddy with a $2 donation. Any update on our Bahama family? I do. I actually DM'd a little bit with Elijah Roberts' mom, Shonda Roberts. And she said that her family's, the family and the community, the little neighborhood and stuff that they're with, they were doing okay. She has a whole bunch of stuff going over there, and that she's going over there here shortly. So they're doing decent. But obviously still a lot of work to be done there. But Stacy Hall.
Hey guys, before we keep on going, man, we have 45 likes right now and over 100 people in the chat. So if you guys haven't done so already, please hit that like button. It'll really help us out in the algorithm to get the video shared more and get more people in here. So please hit that like button if you haven't already. And if you're new here, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Every single Thursday at 7 p.m. Me and the Big Dog always go live, in addition to more content when it comes to the Hurricanes and sports. So just to throw that plug in there every once in a while. Hit that
That's
like
right.
button, man.
Hit the like, and if you're not subscribed, hit the notifications bell and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Big Nasty Kane had a question about Sam Brooks. I like very much Big Nasty Kane 305. I like very much how Sam looked. I think Sam's going to be the middle linebacker come next year. I think he's going to beat out those freshmen that are coming in. Now, if we're able to get Justin Flo, then it's a different ballgame. We might see Sam at strong side. You might even see him at weak side, but I think Avery Huff would be on that weak side, and Alvin Mathis. But the my going into the season, obviously we're thin at linebacker. Sam is new at being a middle linebacker.
Right.
I think what he's showing is tremendous football IQ in that he's really coming along in terms of being able to read plays, and he played really, really well in his short little stint. Chug Mobir says, good evening. Go Canes with a $5 donation. Thank you so much. Thank you for your generosity. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Man. Thank you. I think 247 has already accessed a couple times, Big Dog. He said the Miami Hurricanes are 13-14 on the road versus the Power 5 team since 2014. Can we please talk about these issues?
Yeah. Listen, the only way you cure that is to cure that. And I know it sounds simplistic, but what you have to do is you have to get a mindset of there's teams that have liked being on the road, and our old Hurricane teams used to love that. You know, when we were at our best, we used to love going into opposition and shutting out their crowd and just keeping their crowd quiet. We need to get back to that because obviously we haven't performed up to snuff. But we've also lost games at home. I mean, we have to improve our starts at the beginning of game on the road. So that's where I think we have to do. See
linebacker with Phillips. What Phillips is it? Or are you talking about Canes? You? Because Jaden Phillips is not a linebacker. I'm not sure if that's
they have him listed as outside linebacker. I think
he's not.
They're going to have him rush the passer more often than not as a defensive end. But I do think you're going to see him using being in the Viper side. I do think you'll see Jalen. And by the way, I think he's going to be an absolute monster. If his head is into football, yeah, that young man is headed for big things.
Yeah, he seems to be taking it serious, man.
Yeah,
hitting that weight room, and he's transforming his body. So the Feely effect is already taking place with
absolutely.
With
listen, that guy he didn't need to transform very much because that's a monster of a human being. 6'5", 255. Eddie the King mentioned DJ Dallas. Absolutely. Oh, I want to get back to Stacey Hall's question about the linebackers playing close to the line of scrimmage. Part of what they want to do with the Viper is for the offensive lines not to know, Stacey, where the rush is coming from. So a lot of times they'll put those linebackers close to the line of scrimmage because you could always do like the zone blitz look where you send a linebacker and you drop one of your defensive linemen into coverage, which is what they want to do with that Viper. So I think that's part of why that look against the running game. Listen, guys, we're doing really well against the run. Against the pass, we've just given up those big plays and a higher completion percentage that I'd like to see. So we'll see.
Manuel says talking about Lingard.
Is Jalen practicing with the team? He's not.
Already answered him in the chat.
Oh, you have? Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good.
And
Manuel Soto says that he wants to see Lingard. He's the fastest guy on the team. He is gonna get in the game this week, baby.
Yeah. I'd like to see him. In reality, there's a possibility. I'd like to see him before Virginia Tech just to get his feet wet.
Yeah.
So, that's the thing. So I hopefully he will get in there. KCC Kane fan asked about my opinion on Baker. It was higher. To be honest, it was higher before the season started. That North Carolina game, I put a lot of those problems at the feet of Blake Baker. I do. I understand the guys might have not come through, but I put it at the feet of Baker. I don't think he adjusted to what Sam Howell could do well. And I guess he figured, well, we'll just play our defense. And I think it burned us because we didn't take away Sam Howell's first options and we didn't take away the fade, which you guys know we talked about before the game on our live chat. And then we talked about it again on the video that ended up getting taken down. You know, we saw on film Sam Howell was comfortable when he could hit his first read or he could throw the fade. That was it. And we took neither away. And it burned us. And that I put on the feet of Blake Baker. Yes. Could the players have executed it better? Yes. Is the
I don't know how
Tony touchdown on the poor tackling of the defense? Yes. Is the Josh Hammond long play that ended up being really the winning play of that game? Was that Amari Carter not coming over the top? Yes. I don't blame Baker for that. But I don't think we were prepared properly against North Carolina, and I put it on him, frankly.
I don't know if you guys saw the Wake Forest versus the North Carolina game, man. The way Wake Forest, it just felt like they were playing cover 2 almost every single play. And I mean, Sam Howell kept on looking for that fade, and
it wasn't there.
It's not there because you got safety help over the top, man. I mean,
and he got benched. And what did they do? They benched him. They brought him back afterwards. That's a perfect example, guys. Wake Forest was playing cover 2, and cover 2 had a safety over the top, and they took away those fades, and Sam Howell had no answer.
Yeah.
And they had to bench him. And that bugs me because you guys heard us talking about that. Dante, absolutely. We kept saying it. We even said in the live chat, cover 2, play 2 deep safeties, take away that fade, and then play press coverage at the line to take away that first option, and we would have made Sam Howell a completely different quarterback. Yeah. And then you got the 4th and 17, KCC, and I know that they say, well, you know, the players didn't execute it, was what Blake Baker said, and we had run that same blitz before. Exactly. You ran the same blitz before, and then you run it again. And the offensive line had already seen that blitz, and they were prepped for it.
Exactly. 100%.
You know? And Terp, we didn't play cover 2 anywhere near as much as we should have against Howell to take that away, to take those fades away.
Hey, buddy, thank you so much, man. He says Junior does an awesome job making the show work. I respect the work we don't see, man. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Me and the big dog. I mean, we do just as much equally, man. So I mean,
he does a bunch.
I couldn't do it with the big dog, and the big dog couldn't do it with me because the big dog isn't really tech savvy. So, you know, so I'm a little more tech savvy from a newer generation. So I had to.
He's 100% more tech savvy than me.
Yeah, man, it gets frustrating sometimes trying to like teach some big dogs some of the new stuff. but yeah, man, big dog. I mean, that was part of this whole thing. I had to introduce the world to big dog. That's what I had to do, and that's you know, that's one of the things that I like doing. So, what else we got here? Really, we need to play cover 3 with our safety play. Yeah, we're ready to get here. I think you're talking about the 4th and 17 against North Carolina, right? I think that's what they're talking about.
Is that the play that they're talking about? Listen,
I think so.
They both. It's true that they were both playing inside leverage on that side, and they gave him the outside, and that's what he took to get the 19 yards or 18 and a half and the touchdown and the first down.
Let's go ahead, Patrick.
Yeah, I mean, I was not impressed. I 247 said, "Be careful with the vape disease." Yeah, I don't put the funny cigarettes in my vape machine though, or my vape cigarettes. But I did hear about that. But apparently they said it's a byproduct of the people that are using cannabis. Some of it was contaminated with vitamin E, and then it causes some vitamin E acetate or something. And I did read the article about it, but yeah, I know what you mean. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. What's up, George? Thank you for the nice words, George. Look, guys, one thing I will say about George, man, is I know a lot of Canes fans and stuff like that, think he's a troll and whatnot. But I mean, ever since we started doing a live, and even before that, man, George has been, he said some things there, trash talking, just like Gators and the Canes should do. But he's always supported us, man, and he's always, been really kind and
Yes.
and looked out for us in other ways. So that's why, George, you're always welcome here, George. So thank you so much for tuning in like you always do, brother. Even though you're a Gator, I'll never forgive you for that. But thank you for supporting the channel. I need
Yeah,
one big dog.
Dante brought up a great point. He said, no way Wake Forest should have outdone us. They should have called timeout on 4th and 17, and that I hit it on the nail talking about that we already used that blitz. And that's exactly what Baker said, trying to defend himself. It's like, okay, you used that blitz and it worked. So you give him the exact same look on blitzing the safety from the short side. Yeah. And watch that play. Watch that play on video, guys. The offensive line knew exactly what was coming.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they blocked it so well.
Yep.
So that's the thing that I just don't. I mean, the North Carolina loss, I put it on Blake Baker's doorstep. Now he's a young defensive coordinator. Does that mean I think he's still going to be a very good defensive coordinator down the line? And so I still, even though the jury is out, I still believe that. So we'll see. But I was really disappointed in our North Carolina preparation because, guys, I'm not just saying this. You guys remember that those that were with us on the live chat, we covered those things, man. And if you guys would have seen the video that got taken down from YouTube, we went over the specific plays and showed you that Sam Howell, if he didn't have that fade, which he had 5 of 6 against South Carolina, okay, and you took away that first option, he would freeze and try to run. It was like that old thing of like, first read's not there, run the ball. And that's what he was doing. So, yeah, we made him look much better than we should have. So, what do we got here? Oh, you there? Junior. Oh, did I lose you?
Oh, no, there you go. Can you hear me? Can you hear me
there
now?
We go.
Can you hear me now?
How about me? Are we good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
I hate Tennessee and FSU. Yeah, no, me too, man. Yeah, my bad, fellas.
Terry,
my audio is back.
I disagree. You can stop the fade. The fade.
Just look at the Wake Forest
over the top and look what Wake Forest did.
Look at the Wake Forest game. I mean, literally, I was watching that game and me and the big dog were texting back and forth. And I'm just like, why is Wake Forest doing the exact thing that we talked about on our podcast video? Yeah. Like, come on, man, over the top safety help. I mean, and you look at it, and he was dropping back, and he kept on looking for the fade, and it was not there. Wake Forest must have had like probably 3, 4. I don't know how many sacks they have for the game, but they were literally, some of them were covered sacks.
Absolutely,
because
he doesn't go through his progression.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. If you look at when we were comparing quarterbacks, and now mind you, it's a little unfair because Sam Howell's a true freshman, where Jaren's a redshirt freshman, but he's a redshirt freshman because he didn't hardly play at all last year. Mm-hmm. Jaren goes through progressions. What they're doing with Sam Howell is that first progression, the first read or the check down and run. If they're not there, run. He's not going through his progressions. And then you're looking at a lot of those fades. Those were play calls from the get-go, and he was throwing him and hitting him because there was no safety help over the top. Wake Forest put the safety help over the top, and Howell even got benched in that game because of how much they were shutting him down. Yeah. So,
buddy, breaking news: Clemson just scored on Bama again. Yeah, man.
So, Big Nasty says Bethune could beat Tennessee. Man, I'll tell you what, they're not. Wow, losing at home against Georgia State, that was rough. Yeah, Virginia is good, Manuel. We got them at home, which is a good thing. The only thing is they have an off week. They have a bye week right before us, so they have a long time to prepare, and we have a short week because we play on that Friday night. So,
but they're not
no
gonna. But they're
excuse.
not gonna. Yeah, they're not gonna lose, man. Because I'm gonna be at that game too.
That's right. No,
They ain't
Manuel.
gonna
The
lose.
thing
This
is,
prime time. Hey, listen. When the Hard Rock, this Hard Rock that we come to know, and the lights are. I mean, obviously not, except for like the Wisconsin, but regardless, man, I think we're gonna be going on momentum. Especially after I think we're gonna beat Central Michigan. I think we'll beat Virginia Tech, and then we'll have a little
momentum going forward.
Going forward against Virginia, and Virginia's gonna be ranked, and yeah. So
247 is asking to let everybody know where you tailgate. Are you be able to tailgate at all?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna my seats are on the southeast side. Not sure exactly. Miami, Nice Jersey instead of the parlay one. Yeah, I agree. 863. So I'm not sure exactly if I'm gonna be able to tailgate, man. I'm gonna be going out there. Just solo dolo with my wife. But I'll probably get there early, man. And just let me know where you guys are at, and we'll stop by, man, and say what's up to you guys. I would love to meet some of you guys, man. This is last weekend I couldn't go to the Bethune-Cookman game. I always go to the home opener every single year, but had like a family thing last weekend, so I couldn't go to that one. But I'll be going to the Central Michigan one, and I'll be going to the Virginia game Friday night, and we'll see about some other games, man. But I would love to meet some of y'all, man. So if anything, hit me up on Twitter, and we'll link up somewhere and we'll kick it, man. Get to know some of you guys. That'll be cool.
Absolutely. Couple of good questions and comments here. We'll just go real quick. On Friday, we will be a 12th man. Manuel, that's the thing. I'm not concerned at all about Virginia because of that. It's a Friday night, and I think we'll have that Hard Rock rocking. And we want to pay Virginia back for last year. 863 says we need to wear the Miami Nice jerseys instead of the yeah, I'm not really a big fan of those. I saw the ones that we're going to wear for Virginia, and it looks like a soccer jersey to me. Dijon McDonald says the pick game could be tricky. I agree. That could be one that sneaks up on us like they did 2 years ago. And they always seem to play us tough. So that's something that we're going to have to be ready for that pick game. And by that time, hopefully, we've learned how to handle success. The B says Central Michigan is not going to be that easy of a game. This is their Super Bowl. They're going to play us hard, and they don't respect Miami. The reason why I think it's going to be an easy game doesn't have anything to do with Central Michigan. It has now, mind you, Central Michigan's problem has been pass defense. They've given up almost 300 yards per game. And if you look at it, I think they have I actually heard this on the Orange Bowl boys that they have one pass breakup among all the cornerbacks combined. So yeah, they've been struggling on the secondary. I think the reason why it'll be easier is because of us gelling. And I think what you're going to see from here on out is a state-of-the-art offense that's just going to get better. Everett Brewster was saying, should we have some run design plays for Jaron? You can. I mean, I'd like to see some more read options. And I like to see Jaron run the ball like that. If you get the defensive end, crashes down, or whoever his read is on the read option, crashes down on the running back.
Yeah.
We needed touchdown was terrible. We need a simple man-to-man. Will, I was now mind you, I know Blake Baker had a baby. Listen, man, if that's the case and you can't give it 100%, then pass the baton. You have, a frame band as a co-defensive coordinator and your head coach is Manny Diaz. So I don't accept that excuse.
Well, who's saying that's an excuse though?
No, but there's been people who are saying that he's human, and I get that. I do get that, and he just had a baby. But
yeah, but that's all speculation, big
oh
dog.
no, well he did have a baby. That's not speculation.
No, it's all
No.
speculation that
Whether
he's
that
not paying
affected him.
attention to.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Whether he prepared 100%. That's my point. I don't think Blake Baker would do that. So,
right,
but I was concerned that it really looked like we had not game plan for North Carolina and we were just going to roll out our normal defense and that was going to be enough. And
right.
and somebody had brought up, please forgive me, I don't remember who, but somebody has said that Blake has to really learn how to coach at a Power 5 level because he's coming from Louisiana Tech. And that's a fair point. That's a fair point. The game planning is somewhat different, although Louisiana Tech has played Power 5 teams. So you would think that they would have that more in agreement. So we'll see. I mean, we'll give them a mulligan, but I want to see much better play calling defensively and offensively in the red zone.
Saeed, man, Yeezys over J's.
Brett said he's worried about FSU.
Not it, brother.
I mean, listen, I know that we have technically the same record as FSU, Brett, but man, they look like a dumpster fire. They really are a dumpster fire.
We are playing more zone A63 than with Blake. That's 100%.
That we have. Yeah, I agree. But then again, I also think that might be a byproduct of Al Blades and DJ Ivy not doing all that well. But even Bandy gave up the double move for the touchdown. So that might be a little bit more why. I do agree, Brett, saying that records don't matter on the FSU game. It's not because of the records. It's just they are really struggling at FSU. I mean, they got some issues. When you barely at home, you almost don't beat Louisiana Monroe.
I think they did play Virginia pretty well, though.
They did. They played decently against
Virginia. Their best game looked against. It was best game was against Virginia, I think. But
they still lost. I mean,
regardless, yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Damien just joined us. What do you say, Damien? The closer. So never winning against Miami. Yeah, I'm not scared. I'm not concerned about them because of what I've seen by them. Now, obviously, Miami's always going to get FSU's best shot. Miami and Florida are because the rivalry game. The only thing I've seen with FSU is, man, you talk about not handling adversity. They really can't handle adversity. As soon as things start going a little south for them, they fold up their tent big time. And that's been true now for third consecutive year. And I know everybody's placing this at the feet of Willie Taggart. Well, they had this problem Jimbo's last year also. That was their problem on Jimbo's last year. That as soon as things started not going well, they folded their tents. So,
but I think that's one of those games that FSU is gonna come out and play. Listen, man, when FSU was on top,
it's never gonna be easy at Tallahassee. I mean, we've beaten them big there before, but they can always come out and play as tough.
Yeah, yes, sir. Royale in here. Me and Junior will be at the Virginia game as well, baby. Yeah, you know it. It's gonna be crazy, man. I can't wait for that Virginia game because that's gonna be, probably the hypest game on our schedule besides FSU and Tallahassee. That's gonna be probably our toughest opponent, frankly, in my opinion. In my opinion, our toughest opponent is gonna be Virginia, being that we're coming off a short week, and being that they're gonna be coming off a bye week, so they're gonna have plenty of time to prepare against us. Now, for Miami, that didn't work well, having plenty of time to prepare because look at the way we came out against North Carolina. So, I mean, take it as you will, man. But the way I'm looking at it is that it is a primetime game and it is at the Hard Rock. And I think we're going to be riding a winning streak. So I think the Canes are going to be put in a really good position to and on ESPN. No, this game's not going to be on the ACC network. This is going to be primetime on ESPN. So, the world's going to get a second chance, if you will, to look at this team.
Dante Cologne's comment, this last comment here. I like that comment very much.
Miami gets everybody's best shot. Look at how fast everyone attempted to copy the turnover chain. The U is the best brand in college football. Give it time. Great times coming. 100%, man.
I'm with you 100%.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. We are on the road against Duke. The closer says VT is garbage this year. You talk about another team that their coach and their coaching staff's in trouble. Virginia Tech's in trouble. They're in deep trouble. They got a lot of stuff. I mean, look how many guys they had hitting the and primetime guys, not their second string or third string guy hitting the transfer portal. Talking about a bunch of guys that Trayvon Hill's one of them that were hitting the transfer portal, and obviously Trayvon had gotten suspended and gotten kicked off the team. But they have some issues there with Fuentes.
Yeah, and frankly,
I agree, Brad. I mean, they've played us tough in the past, even when they haven't been very good. I just think Virginia Tech and FSU has some really big problems. So
I think so too.
Can Jaron throw the deep ball, Derek? Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Like I said, I've watched more high school film on Jaron Williams than I think that Jaron has. And yeah, he has plenty of arm to throw the deep ball. It's just a matter of that's coming. It's a matter of getting the timing right. And as soon as he gets that, it's over. I mean, what he is doing, what he has done is amazing, guys. I really believe that we have an elite quarterback in the making. 247 saying Justin Fuente is getting let go. Yeah, I don't think he survives this year. I don't think Willie, even though they have a big buyout with Willie, I don't think he'll survive this year either.
Yeah. I don't know if he's going to start Lawrence Mincy, but Bubba will play. That is the game that Bubba's going to be able to play with for the first game of the year.
Right.
October 5th.
And we finally found out, guys. We didn't know. We didn't know beforehand. Apparently, the reason that Bubba has to sit out until the October 5th game is because the NCAA wants to make sure it's a calendar year. And since it happened, I guess, late September, he had to wait until October 5th before he could play. So I expect to see Bubba getting some time. Lawrence, I don't think Bubba's going to start against Virginia Tech, although I wouldn't put it past him. I was surprised that they benched Gervin Hall. It's that surprised me for Robert Knowles.
He hasn't played well this year, man.
Knowles has. Listen, I know, guys. Listen, all the same things you guys saw with number 20, I saw also. Okay, but the fact is, Robert Knowles is doing something completely different that he wasn't doing previously, and he's played well.
247 Kane says he wants us to do a Tyler Van Dyke breakdown.
Oh, okay. I thought we did.
Did we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, 247. It's in our video library. Look for the offense 2020 recruits breakdown. It's in our video library, and we have it split up between offense and in two different videos because there were a lot more defensive players.
Right. Yeah.
And Tyler Van Dyke's on there. And we did a video breakdown of them. But so you could find it there in our video library.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. Damien says we might get Bubba, Joyner, and Nesta. I'm not positive, Damien, I don't feel all warm and fuzzy about Nesta. Can't wait. His Bart Scott voice.
Hey man, Junior, Nesta's
he's coming along.
He's coming along a lot quicker than we thought. So
and he hasn't, look, and dude, I don't know. I mean, I haven't weighed him, but when I saw him on the sideline, he doesn't look like he put on any weight.
No.
Which is what I was worried about with a foot injury, that he was going to put on some weight. He looks about the same that he looked right before he got hurt.
Yeah.
And I'd love to have Nesta back. Man, would I love to have Nesta back. And we need Patrick Joyner back for depth.
Yeah, Kane for Life says, what do you guys think about having JT in the slot with KJ and Hightower on the outside?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I like that. I like that quite a bit.
I'd
like to see JT in the slot.
I'd rather have Harley or Pope in the slot and keep JT on the outside, man, because I think he could really spread the field and take the top off of the defense, because when it comes to speed,
Yeah, he could do that from the slot.
I get it, but
they were running, North Carolina was running a lot of those fades from the slot.
okay, but KJ is not gonna outrun. He's not gonna burn a DB.
But KJ has beautiful patterns, and that's how he gets separation.
No, he does, but I just think when you got somebody as fast as JT, you know.
Oh, I see. No, I see. But you can still run him deep from the slot. I just rather see JT at the slot, because remember, against the slot, you're getting usually their third best corner.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'd like to see JT in the slot run some deep crossing patterns and some fades from there.
Yeah, we got a $2 donation from Derek Jenkins.
Derek.
Thank you so much, brother. We really do appreciate it, man.
Thank you so much, Derek.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Yeah, J863 says he's going to be a slot receiver in the NFL. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. Yeah, in the NFL, he's going to be a slot. You know, if you guys ask me the two most disappointing guys, if I have to pick one offensively and defensively, thus far, it'd be JT4 on offense and Gervin Hall on defense. I really had some high expectations for Gervin, and I get it. He's a sophomore. He's a true sophomore. And he, you know, I just expected a lot more from Gervin. And the fact is, he got benched, and it was a good benching. It really was.
Yeah.
And
as much as number 20 has been getting slack from us included at times, well. he's been playing well, man.
You can make a case he's been our best safety this year. Remember, Amari got kicked out of the North Carolina game.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And who missed the long pass to Hammond?
That was Carter. Carter was supposed to be yeah.
You can make a case Robert Knowles has been our best safety.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's when you put it like that, big dog.
I would have never said that. but it's true. He's been our best safety this season. I guarantee you, grading out where the coaches give you grades, I guarantee you the best grade of our safeties has been Robert Knowles this year. And
now, you know, you're starting to see, I guess, one of the reasons why Derek Smith said, "Hey, I'm out," because I think Knowles was ahead of him on the depth chart.
Yeah,
and
he was.
It felt like that shouldn't have been that way. So Smith was like, "Okay, if Knowles is ahead of me, then I'm never gonna see the field." So it's like, I'm out of here. Yeah. A63, you said it, man. You know, he's a senior. He knows the defense better. And it's one thing about Knowles, man. It's always been, you know, he's always been such a hard worker in practice, and
he's a great kid too, man. Guys, listen, don't get me wrong. I've been just as upset as you guys have been with some of the things. And Slim Shady says only because Bolden hasn't played. I'm with you. I 100% agree with you. I think Bolden's special. Dreadlock brings a good point too about are we getting too cute with the blitzes? I'd like to go with a NASCAR package Dreadlock a heck of a lot more, and I'd like to bring our pressure. One of the things that we said on the North Carolina breakdown is that we needed to get pressure with our front four because I wanted to play cover 2 with man under.
Mm-hmm.
So and we are getting a little too cute with the blitzes. You know, the thing that has been upsetting, Sammy was mentioning it, that he doesn't think the D-line has performed at the level that we thought. I agree.
I'm with you, but I also think that quarterbacks are getting rid of the football a lot.
They are. But I still want to see Gregory Rousseau get more time, and I want to see Trayvon Hill get more snaps.
Yeah, I'm putting Pope. 247 says he's putting Jordan, Pope, Wiggins, KJ, and JT4 in the 5 wide.
Jordan, Pope, Wiggins, KJ, JT4. Okay. I like it. You want Wiggins and Pope on the outside and KJ and JT4 on the inside, and do a 4 with Brevin as the tight end. I'd like that. I'd like to see it for sure.
I like Hightower in there for probably Wiggins. If I had to be, if I the only thing if I had to change something, I would probably put Hightower instead of
Wiggins.
Wiggins. But yeah, Wiggins has some sneaky speed, man. Some sneaky speed.
They were saying, I think somebody was saying that they think he actually ran 24 because I know they timed him at 23 miles an hour. They believe he actually ran and he got it up to 24, which is amazing speed, guys. To give you an idea, on a track, Usain Bolt runs 27 miles an hour. So when you're running 24 miles an hour, you're moving.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. KJ and Wiggins
wants to see Peyton more. I agree. I think he earned some more playing time with the way he played against Bethune.
Yeah, McLovin the Canes. What do you think will fix our safety position this year? Tough, man.
Time for Gervin Hall. I think Bubba is going to go to a long way of fixing our safety issues.
Yeah.
I think now we're probably looking at Bubba and Amari Carter being the starters when Bubba's ready to play. And then I think you'll start seeing Gervin getting more playing time and eventually maybe starting with Bubba. But yeah, I do think Bubba will fix our safety issues.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. So we got to
change for life said 2-man under. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see against North Carolina. I want to see cover 2 with man under, but
I think we win that game easy.
Yeah,
easy. Not easy, but you know what I mean. Like,
guys, one of the things that we talked about, and this is I put at the feet of Blake Baker. I'll ask everybody that's on here with us. Okay, we got a lot of people on here with us. If you were an owner of a team, okay, and you had any coach that has existed in the history of coaching to coach your defense for one Super Bowl game, who would you pick? And I think 90% of the answers are going to be Bill Belichick. Okay? What does Bill Belichick do constantly to opposing offenses when he helps with the game plan? Yeah, Belichick. What does Belichick do? He takes away what you like to do best. That's what he focuses on. Okay. So if you look what Belichick does, they call it making you play left-handed, because if what you do best, he's going to take away that. Okay. He says, take away your best player. Exactly. Take away your best threat. He's going to make you beat him with things that you're not comfortable doing. Okay. What did we not do against North Carolina? Take away what Sam Howell is comfortable doing.
Yeah.
That's it. So if that's that, I put at the feet of Blake Baker.
Yeah.
Because we did nothing to take away what Sam Howell does best. So, Anthony joined us. What do you say, Anthony? Jerome Collins. Also, Brett. Brett, we already mentioned. So, but that's I put that on Blake Baker. I really do. And I know, listen, I know Bubba and Will Mallory dropping the 2 and Bubba Baxter's problems kicking. Not the last miss, but the first miss was hurt big time for us. So, but at the same time, I wanted to see a better game plan against a young quarterback. So,
yeah, 100%. Hey guys, if you guys haven't already, for those of you that are in here, we have 140 people in here. If you guys haven't hit that like button already, please go ahead and do so. It helps us out, man, to get that video out to a bigger audience that could go ahead and join us on today's live stream. And if you're new here, man, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified anytime we do upload a video. And we're here every single Thursday at 7 p.m. If you guys would like to support the channel, our PayPal is going to be in the description of this video once it uploads, but it's also right here. Let me show you one time right there. If you guys would like to support the channel, man, through PayPal, me and the big dog would really appreciate it, man. But thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We're not going anywhere yet, but we're about to get out of here soon, man. NFL football on Thursday, so we don't want to keep a lot of the
people. Buddy had a good comment. The Chippewas used Yoda like the baseball team when they beat us in the regionals of the College World Series. Yeah, you're right. I hope they don't have Yoda. Slim Shady says Monty Kiffin. Monty is an all-time great defensive coordinator, and it's funny because his son's offensive guy. Madri says that Baker's not a good D coordinator. Madri, I think he's still a young D coordinator, but I do think he's developing. But he definitely learned a lesson about game planning, and whether that's talked about publicly or not, I don't know. But
yeah, Brett Varner, man. Look, this is what I said after the North Carolina game, after that 4th and 17, especially, and after the way that they were moving the ball with ease against our defense. That's the good thing about having Manny Diaz as a head coach. I believe that him and Blaker sat down and they talked about some things, and Manny gave some critiques and suggestions on maybe how some of the things that
and
he
got
would like to
involved
see.
more.
Right.
You saw that
point. Critique and
at Bethune, who called when they called the timeout right before the half, and Baker was talking to the defense, who came over and interrupted Baker?
Yeah.
Manny. And Manny was yelling at the defense. And I guarantee you, even though he won't say it publicly, after North Carolina, Manny took a much bigger role in game planning that he did the first 2 weeks.
And he has to. I mean, he has to, man, especially after a game like that. But I think that's a promising thing, man. Listen, when it comes to, that Florida game, the way the defense played against that Florida game, I keep on bringing it up, man, because that was a heck of a showing that the defense put out, and with what a little wrinkle that Blaker did with Garvin, having him spy Franks and whatnot.
He did a really good job against Florida.
He did an amazing job against Florida, man. Now, I don't know if maybe he got a little too cocky, and maybe he tried to do, a little bit different things.
And a couple of people have said that same thing. They've said he needs to learn to game plan at a Power 5 level, and you're right, he does.
Exactly,
he does. Yeah. So I agree. I agree. He needs to learn that, and he has done it better. Anthony had a question about not getting guys like Tyreek Stevenson.
Let me finish what I was saying, though. Like, I believe that Manny had full trust in Blake Baker. I guess we'll call him Blaker. I think he had full trust in Baker, but I think that after that North Carolina game, the chain or the leash, if you will, is a lot shorter than it used to be.
Correct.
And I think that if we still start to see some of these hiccups, and some of the game plans not necessarily being executed the way they should be, whether it be because of game plan or whether it be just because kids are not grasping what Baker's trying to do, man. I think we're gonna see that chain keep on getting shorter and shorter, because I don't think Manny Diaz is not gonna allow the defense that he built, over the past few years, just fall apart before his eyes, man. So I do believe that that's a plus, that Manny Diaz, that chain's getting shorter, and if he has to check Baker, he will. And frankly, if he needs to take full control of the defense, he will, because Manny's not going to play that with his defense that he built. So I think the defense is going to be in good hands regardless, man. As far as some of the DBs, Gervin Hall, experience, man, times. Some of the things that we talked about early on was we were going to miss Jaquan, we were going to miss Michael Jackson, we were going to risk Cedric Redwine, and it's proven to be so. I mean,
Nate 567 just said that we could tell how much we missed Johnson and Redwine after the UNC loss.
Exactly, and so we're starting to see the youth, man, in this. Not that we're starting to see, but we're seeing the youth in the secondary. The talent is there. I mean, the talent is more than there. We're gonna get Bubba back. I think Gervin's still gonna be a stud. Mario Carter's still gonna be a stud. I think the future's bright, man, for these DBs, and I just think they need more games under their belt. And with time, man, it'll be ironed out, and we're gonna see the same or even better production than we saw from those guys that we lost to the NFL last year. So I think we'll be fine.
One of the things, and Derek says we're doing a good job stopping the run, and you're 100% right. We are doing a very good job stopping the run. Overall, we really are. I mean, I think we're averaging I want to say 2.4 yards per carry against us, which is excellent. Anthony had a question about Tyreek Stevenson, missing out on Tyreek Stevenson and Patrick Surtain. Guys, this is the thing I want people to understand is we have, and I'm not saying that question is not valid. It definitely is valid, Anthony. We have 9 DBs that were rated 4 stars. 9 on this team. Okay. So, including all of our cornerbacks. Okay. The only DBs that we have that weren't 4 stars were Romeo Finley and Amari Carter. Okay. Every other DB that we have was a 4-star. So the talent is there. And you guys know I don't believe in stars, but I know other people do. So that's the reason why I qualified that statement. But we have 9 4-stars in our DBs and a borderline 5th star. Because I think one of the major groups, rivals or whatever, was one of those either rivals, ESPN or 247, had Bubba Bolden as a 5-star. So, but we have 9 4-stars, and Finley has been really, really good. So the talent is there. The problem is the lack of experience. We talked about this, guys, before the season started. One of the guys, in fact, in our chat tonight, asked me, did I think there was going to be a drop off from the defense, from the pass defense, now that we lost Michael Jackson, Jaquan Johnson, and Sheldrick Redwine? And I said, yes, statistically, because we would give up more long passes because of the youth, of the inexperience. What I didn't think it'd be to this level. And we've given up way more long passes than I thought we were. Now, do we get it corrected against Bethune because it was Bethune? Okay, you can say that, but I can tell you that I've seen the games against Bethune before, and we've never looked like that. And even Bethune's coach said that we were a much better team than the team that beat them in 2017, and that's the year we went 10-3. So that's the point, guys. I don't think missing out on those guys has been the problem, because the problem is we have plenty of talent back there, but it's a lack of experience. So
Richard wants to know, is the offensive line improving, or was it just Bethune? I think they're improving.
Yeah.
I think
yeah, Richard. I think both, though. I mean, mind you, do I think this offensive line against a good pass rushing Power 5 team is going to give up 0 sacks? Because I think the only
not
one
0 sacks
got close to was the Nkosi Perry one that I think Nkosi actually fell past the line of scrimmage. So technically, I don't think that was a sack. So, but yeah, will we do that against a good Power 5 team? No, I don't think our offensive line is improving, but I don't think run blocking, you could say it's a strength of the team. Pass blocking, I don't think. I'd say we're above average Power 5 run blocking. We're below average pass blocking is the best way I could put it. But it is improving.
Royale says it good here, man. This team will be better towards the end of the year. That O-line is young.
Correct. It will be.
They're getting acclimated to the system and to playing college football, especially, Zion and Ja'Kai Clark, man. So it's going to take time. It's going to take time, but I do think that this offensive line, now going into game 4 against Central Michigan, I don't think they give up 10 sacks against Florida.
Against Florida, again, we wouldn't give up 10 sacks. Yes, right. We have improved, no doubt.
I do think we're improving, and we're not seeing the concrete that Zion had in his cleats against Florida. We're not seeing that as much. Yeah. So Zion's playing much better.
He is playing much better.
Two
they're mauling people. Corey Gaynor's had a bunch of pancake blocks. We're mauling people on the run. Somebody was asking about Marino. Yeah, Marino lost to San Francisco in the 84 season Super Bowl, and that was his second year. And the Dolphins lost. That was the last time that they were in the Super Bowl, 38-16 in that Super Bowl.
And
so Brett, the 84 season. No, the 83 season, we actually lost in the playoffs to the Seahawks. And the 84 season is the one we made it to the Super Bowl. And that was the year he threw for 48 touchdowns and 5,000 yards.
Yeah. You could tell how much better the O-line was against UNC. Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. I think everybody is gonna keep on improving, man. We're seeing it with Jaren, and we're seeing it with the offensive line. I just think that, listen, man, you could practice as much as you want. You could go up against Garvin and Rousseau and Hill and Patchen as much as you want, and guys like obviously Bethel and Ford and Jordan Miller and whatnot. But until you get into some actual game reps, where it's not practice and it's actually live ball, man, these kids are just gonna get better with time, and that goes for excuse me, a lot of players on this team, man. That goes for some of the players on the offensive line. That goes for our young secondary, frankly, and the growing pains that we're seeing right now, we might see next year when it comes to the linebackers. Because it's going to be a different ball game when it comes to our linebackers. We're not going to have Shaq no more. We're not going to have Pickney. So we're going to see some of those growing pains as well when it comes to the linebackers. So good thing about that is that
it's just easier to hide linebackers behind a very good defensive line with a good secondary behind them. Secondary gets exposed, your wide receivers running into the end zone. Oh, right. Anthony says I misinterpreted that he was saying about just the fact that we would have benefited from them staying home and playing to Miami, where they can get more playing time. I mean, Surtain got into the rotation last year with Alabama, even though he was a freshman. He also got burned a little bit, but I would like a lot of these high-profile guys to stay home, and ultimately, I think they're going to. And I think the little tweak in the recruiting that Manny did, I think, is going to make a good difference in the long run. In that, is that we won't see the divas.
Yeah, I agree with that, dudes. Shaq is
Saeed, I had Tyson down at 6'1". Has he grown to 6'3"? I mean, he does have tremendous. If you talk about Tyson Campbell, he does have tremendous talent. I mean, there's no doubt.
Yeah, he's sick. 100%.
Yeah. He actually, I think he's injured now. I don't know if he's back yet. All right. You want to hit some quick ones?
Yeah, let's go ahead and start. Any quick questions that you guys would like to go ahead and ask us, man, before we go ahead and get out of here? We try to keep it to an hour and a half. So some quick y'all please stop with changing QB. Just whatever, man. It is what it is.
Listen, guys, if you can't realize that we have an elite quarterback in Jaron Williams, I don't know what to tell you.
I'm not that's like something that I'm done beating that dead horse, man. I mean, score prediction, Big Dog. What you got from Dante?
Oh, okay, Dante. I'm gonna go 56 to 3. Either 56 to 3 or 56 to 10.
It's like
I think they're gonna get hit. Attendance prediction for 247. Hopefully it'll be announced as 50, and hopefully we'll get at least 40.
Yeah, 49 to 12, 55 to 7. I'm gonna go with 40. Okay, let me think about this. I'm gonna go 48 to 6.
Okay. KCC wants you to give him a breakout player this week.
A breakout player this week. Okay, breakout player this week. I'm gonna go with Lorenzo Lingard. He's ready.
You think it'll be a breakout? I think he's just gonna get his feet wet this week.
Hey, man, you give that man the ball when we're up.
Yeah, but they're not gonna give him more than 3 or 4 carries, maybe 5.
Why? Why not, man?
Because, man, you're gonna get him hurt against Michigan.
They had what?
You want him just to get his feet wet. You're not going to get him hurt against Central Michigan.
I'm not saying hurt, but I'm just saying that I think you're going to give him 5 or 6 carries, man.
Okay, that's fine. I'll be fine with that.
Give him 5 or 6 carries, and then he's going to take 5 or 6 for 60 yards.
Yeah.
But breakout, I guess is a player that has an actual impact on the outcome of the game. I'm going to go with. going with Will Mallory.
Well,
we gotta see it.
Finally get it done. We gotta finally.
We gotta see it.
That's a pretty good choice.
We gotta see it, man.
I think
we haven't seen it yet.
Trayvon Hill makes some big plays on defense, so he'll be my breakout player. I wanted to answer a question. D Pool, who's a Florida fan but still watches our show all the time, and D, thank you so much for the support. He was asking about my opinion of Trask starting, and I think it's interesting because a lot of people expected to see Emory Jones now that Felipe Franks is out for the season, and it's actually been Trask. I think with Trask he's a better passer, and that's what Dan Mullen wants to see. And I think they're going to miss the overall things that Felipe Franks can do, but maybe game managing will actually be a good thing for Florida. So that I do want to answer that to D Pool because he does always come on.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man.
D Howard says that Mallory is his breakout player. Hightower, we actually had a Hightower.
Royale says, any chance you guys think DJ will be considered a Heisman finalist either this year or next year? Guy's talent is off the charts.
He is. Listen, guy's averaging, and guys, it's not because of Bethune-Cookman. He averaged like almost, I think it was 8 yards a carry against Florida, and he averaged like 8 yards a carry against North Carolina, and he averaged like over like 9 yards a carry against Bethune-Cookman. What DJ is doing is unbelievable. And I think we need to feed him even more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, closer. That's about my guess too. Is that Lingard will get about 5, just to get him going, and then you have an off week before Virginia Tech, so he can recuperate and get used to the idea. Anthony Mazzano was asking if I have any update on Corey Collier and Jason Marshall.
We're in the lead for Corey
Anthony,
now.
I'd like to think we are, but I know we're in the lead for Jason Marshall. The thing is, I've heard Corey Collier from his mouth, not from anybody else's, say some really big positives about FSU and that he wants to play in Tallahassee. So could that change? With it depends if Willie gets fired with who they bring in. So
yeah, I'm with that, man. All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and head out of here, man. It's been a good night, man. It's been a good night. I think we're gonna pull out a heck of a showing against Central Michigan, just like we did against Bethune-Cookman. Hopefully, we get to see it.
I wanted to just say something with Carrie real quick because he says about DJ leaving after the season. Carrie, I am a guy that when it comes to that specific position, I'm with you. Even if he get picked higher after his next year, Melvin Bratton always comes to my mind. Willis McGahee comes to my mind. Running backs, if you have a chance to go to the NFL after your junior year, don't go another year and end up, getting a knee injury, God forbid, and then maybe that paycheck won't be there. So I'd actually root for DJ to go to the NFL. We got Don Chaney coming in. We got Lingard and Cam Harris. We'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm with you. Hey, man, so it's been a great one, guys. Hit that like button on the way out if you guys haven't already. If you're new here, subscribe, hit the notification bell to join us every single Thursday at 7 p.m. in addition to getting notified for all the other videos that we post. This is the Miami Hurricanes and Sports channel, man. So if you guys enjoy it, and you want to support the channel, PayPal link will be in the description of this video. It's paypal.me/JuniorBigDog if you guys would like to support the channel. For those of you that have supported us today through a super chat,
I'm really sorry.
Appreciate it, man.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. One of the guys said Kenny said he was having trouble getting to the PayPal. So we want to show him there the PayPal again.
Let me go ahead and put it one more time for you guys. I keep on forgetting. I have to click the comment that I put up.
I'm sorry. I just wanted you
in order to take it off.
Right.
But yeah, man. So there's the PayPal if you guys would like to donate to the PayPal. So YouTube doesn't take 30% of the donations. But regardless, man, we always enjoy your support. Even if you don't support financially, man, you guys support us with just your comments and your kind words, man. And any questions or recommendations or videos that you guys would like to see in the near future, something that you would like to see me and the Big Dog do, just go ahead and leave them in the comment section of this video so we can get some video ideas and we could bring those videos to you guys, because this channel is nothing without, you know, what you guys want to see. So we would like to get some input on what you guys want to see. So,
and guys, just so you know, Curveball said he subbed. Thank you so much,
thank you,
partner.
Curveball.
We really appreciate it, and we appreciate all the support you guys give us. Somebody asked about how many times we'll see the turnover chain. I think we'll see it 3 times against Central Michigan. I got really, how can I put this? I've been really touched by the support that you all given us. We are thinking, guys, about doing the we're thinking about doing our video breakdowns on Patreon, and then doing the live chat still here on YouTube. Guys, I hope you guys understand that if we do end up going to Patreon for our video breakdowns, it isn't a money grab. I know how Patreon does things differently, the way that you have to subscribe, but it's just because we're really tired about dealing with YouTube with this, this type of stuff, and we are well within the law and fair use, and we are sticklers about doing things legally. For them to continue giving us hassles with these video breakdowns is really upsetting. So if we do decide to go to Patreon, we hope all of you will join us and watch the video breakdowns on Patreon, and then we'll do our live chat on YouTube. But we'll see. We haven't decided that yet. We're still going back and forth with YouTube to see what's going on, but we are going to release more content for you guys. So
Trade Dub, man, thanks for coming, man. Thanks for joining. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Borderlands time. We already know what time it is, baby. Bro, we'll see you guys in there, man. Hey, hope you guys have a good night, man. And thank you once again for joining us. It's been a great night. And go Canes like always.
It's like always, it's all about this you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Go Canes, baby.
Have a great night, guys. Oh, you know what I forgot?